Food and cooking are a big part of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The food you cook can increase Link's resistance to the climate, restore health, and more. This video covers how to cook in Zelda Breath of the Wild, with cooking tips so you learn when and where to cook, as well as all the different ways you can cook. Cooking in Zelda Breath of the Wild is a fairly easy task. All you need is an open flame and a pot. Most campsites and villages have at least one pot, but in many instances you will have to provide your own flame. We've already covered a number of ways you can get a flame started, but if you have a torch on hand, you can use it to light any flame source. Then transfer that to the pot by essentially attacking the pot with the torch. Once you have a pot and a flame under it, stand nearby and access your materials inventory. Then select the items you wish to cook. Ideally, you want at least one meat item to serve as the base for the food, then whatever you want to season that meat with. For example, you may select raw meat as your base item, then season it with a swift carrot or rock salt. Some dishes can only be made using an open flame. For example, the seared steak is made by dropping raw meat on top of an open flame. The meat will catch fire, and after a short time, it will change into a seared steak. Any item that is listed as being cooked over an open flame cannot use a pot like you would for normal foods. Check our continually evolving recipe list on our site. Keep in mind there are multiple recipes for many of the foods in the game. We may have one recipe listed, but there could easily be 5 or 6 recipes that all end up with the same final item. However, the potency may be higher or lower depending on the ingredients used. In many instances, cooking with similar ingredients will net the same or similar dishes. For example, the fish and mushroom skewer can be made with almost any bass and mushroom combination. Using a Hylian shroom and Hyrule bass gives you a version that refills 3 hearts. But add Fleet Lotus seeds and you'll get a version of the dish that restores 7 hearts instead of 3. In many cases, adding more seasoning to your recipe will increase the effectiveness of the meal, but it can also change the dish completely depending on the ingredients used. It may extend the duration or make the food item more potent. Keep in mind, mixing random items that don't go well together will have an adverse effect that could result in meals that do virtually nothing aside from taste bad. For example, mixing insects with other food items will almost always offer poor results. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe. Check our description for more Breath of the Wild content. And check back every weekday for another Prima 365. For more content like this, be sure to head over to primagames.com.